Hi, it's Carmen Weld with Castanet News, and I'm here with Dan Albas, our Conservative MP for Central Okanagan's Similkameen-Nicola. He was just elected last night, and we're speaking with him now today. How are you feeling today, Dan?
Terrific. We ran a very hard and robust campaign, and I have to say, democracy certainly won. We had a higher turnout of voters than we did nationally. So I think we hit over 72, almost 72.5%, which I think is phenomenal.
So now you've got another term in office. What's something you want to get done this time?
Well, I think the most important thing is when you talk to Mayor Bazran, Mayor Finlater, Neil Menard, as well as Princeton Mayor Frank Armitage, they all have community infrastructure, and that's very, very important. Now, I do know that Mr. Trudeau has made basically a Christmas catalog of promises, but one was in the area of infrastructure. And so certainly I will work with the communities to make good business cases for why those investments need to come to Central Okanagan, Similkameen-Nicola. I have a record of working with people, regardless of party. And so I expect to be putting some good arguments forward for why those investments need to come to this area.
Okay, great. And I mean, this is kind of, compared to the last elections, you had a lot more competition this time, I'd say. Your fellow candidates got a little closer. What was that like on election night?
Well, first of all, I think the voters ultimately win when, first of all, you see an uptick in voter turnout. And I have to say, I think a large part of it was that all four candidates were excellent candidates. They were good representatives of their party. They all ran robust campaigns, but more importantly, honorable campaigns, meaning that we wanted to talk about the issues that were important to Central Okanagan, Similkameen-Nicola. And I got to give credit to Carly as well as to Angelique and Robert. They raised a lot of points that obviously resonated with people. I do think that part of the issue here is that people felt comfortable moving in a different direction. And at the end of the day, the people are never wrong. So I take that people are confident in my ability to represent them, but I also know it's going to be important to listen to the communities and make sure their priorities are being expressed in Ottawa.
It's going to be a little more difficult for you this time as you no longer are the majority government in power. You're going to have to fight a little harder. What are you anticipating? Well,
first of all, when you're first elected as a new MP, you have to drink what I call from the parliamentary fire hose. So it's tough right away, but someone who's going to be hitting the ground running, understanding how government works, understanding most of the communities, and again, I'll be building relationships and understanding, further of the new areas of the riding. But being in opposition MP is a challenge I'm looking forward to. We have to hold the government to account. Again, as I said, Mr. Trudeau has made a whole Christmas catalog worth of promises, and those need to be properly reasoned and properly presented. And if they're not, the opposition has to hold the government to account. That's how our system works. And so I look forward to a new role.
This is the first time in nearly a decade that you won't have Ron Cannon by your side as like a Central Okanagan team. What's that going to be like?
Well, first of all, I just want to take a second and just acknowledge the great work that Ron Cannon has done, not just for the residents of Kelowna Lake Country, both as a city councillor and then as a member of Parliament for a number of years. Ron was basically assigned to me as a new rookie MP, and I really appreciated Ron's style. He doesn't make it personal. He wants to take personal care and attention to his constituents, phoning them, something that I've always done since being elected at Penticton City Hall. And he's done a lot of things, I think, to make our politics better by not engaging in simple mudslinging. So there's always disappointment, and I spoke with Ron, and but I think he takes it in stride because he knows this is a great country. Of course, he's concerned about the direction. That's why he put himself forward again. But at the end of the day, the voters are never wrong. As a country, we are stronger because of our democracy.
But on that, no longer having Cannon there, you won't have that team for the Okanagan.
And I'm disappointed from that. But then, at the same token, is that this is a job where you are there for your constituents, and you need to work with whomever that the people put forward. So obviously that means to the south of us we have Mr. Canning, who's an excellent person. Same with Mr. Fuhrer. I look forward to getting to know both of them a little bit better.
So you feel that you can work with Fuhrer then?
Absolutely. But again, we're going to build those relationships, and again, he's going to have his role, I'm going to have mine. but we all want people in Kelowna to have a higher quality of life. And like I said, is that there's a lot of need for water infrastructure. There's a lot of need to have a helpful, willing partner in Ottawa. And so I'm hoping we can embrace that common and agree on that common goal.
So I want to thank so much Conservative MP Dan Albas for Central Okanagan Smilkme Nicola for sitting down with us today, the day after the election. Hopefully you can go home and get some rest now.
Carmen, we have a lot more to go, but just again, thank you for the time, and again, thank you for everyone getting out and voting.